Welcome to Agenda Edina, a program summarizing the actions taken at City Hall that affect you most. I'm your host, Dorothea Marty. Edina City Manager Scott Neal is asking community members to share ideas for how the second half of the city's Federal American Rescue Plan Act, or ARPA dollars, should be spent. Money aimed at providing pandemic relief and boosting the local economy. Whether you live or work in the city, everyone is invited to provide input on how they would like to see the $2.4 million used. Neal will lead 3 community meetings on the topic, virtual meetings April 26th and 28th, and an in-person meeting April 27th. There are many eligible uses of the funding. Generally, the U.S. Treasury Department requires recipients use the dollars to meet local needs, to replace lost public sector revenue, respond to the far-reaching public health and negative economic impacts of the pandemic, provide premium pay to essential workers, and invest in water, sewer, and broadband infrastructure.
So during the first round of funding, we used a couple of different methods to get people to share their input with us. We did some live meetings, some online meetings, and we used our Better Together Edina website. And from those meetings, we got some ideas around tree planting and high-speed broadband into parts of town that didn't have it, in some small infrastructure projects and rental assistance and food assistance, things like that. It's important for people to participate in this program because this is a way that we get to have an understanding about what they think is important, because that's where we want to put this money as well.
Ideas can also be submitted online at bettertogetheredina.org/ARPA through April 30th. All ideas will be given equal consideration, whether submitted during a meeting or online. After the submission period has ended, city staff will prepare an initial recommendation to present to the Edina City Council in May. Utility and park buildings throughout the city are now using less energy following the completion of several small but important upgrades. Some of the changes made this year were as simple as swapping out light bulbs to LEDs, but the long-term energy savings are substantial. Edina TV shows us what has changed and how homeowners can benefit by making similar improvements.
Under the parking ramp, behind Jerry's Foods, an important city service is always in motion.
Water comes in, gets filtrated out for drinking water.
Keeping a facility like Water Treatment Plant number 6 running takes energy.
We kind of retrofitted out with new fixtures in this location.
But after several energy-saving upgrades, like these LED lights, it's using less. Facilities Supervisor John Darso says they also cut down on maintenance costs.
Moving to LED lighting allows for our service techs and our electricians not having to do replacements on bulbs and fixtures as often.
The full list of upgrades at this one facility is long.
Occupancy sensors, everything will shut down. Gas to electric water heaters. A couple new fixtures in here.
Weather stripping around doors were inspected and replaced if necessary. A total of 27 utility and park buildings received similar upgrades this year, resulting in estimated energy savings of 15%. This important step toward reducing the city's overall carbon footprint started with learning where energy savings could be found without rebuilding older facilities.
For a lot of existing buildings, total retrofits to go from, let's say you use 100 kilowatts of energy now and you want to use 50, it can be very cost prohibitive to get down to that 50 without starting from scratch. So the city looked at opportunities to help us meet our goals of 15%.
The Warming House at Creek Valley School Park is one of those older buildings with a lot of potential for cutting down on energy use.
It's mainly used for a warming house in the wintertime. If the lights are left on, they will shut off.
One of 3 high-efficiency furnaces was installed here, along with a smart thermostat. Just like the city, homeowners can save money on their energy bill by making similar improvements.
Doing the simple stuff, switching out lights, doing that weather stripping, starting with that energy efficiency piece. So I would say that that's an important piece for people at home to keep in mind, as they look around their own homes, offices, anywhere that they spend time.
For the city, this project was a $275,000 investment that is already being paid back through energy cost savings.
This was a no-brainer, let's do it, foundational project that we were really excited to see complete.
I'm Dan Carpenter for Edina TV.
To learn how you can make your home more energy efficient, visit the Center for Energy and Environment website at mncee.org. More energy improvements are planned for the city this year, including at City Hall. It's part of an effort to make the building carbon neutral by 2040. Each American throws away an average of 80 pounds of clothing annually. To keep clothes out of the landfill and give them a second life, the City of Edina will host an Earth Day Community Clothing Exchange, 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. Saturday, April 23rd at Braemar Arena's backyard rink. The city will accept donations of clean clothes in good repair, 10 a.m. to noon. Swapping will begin at 11 a.m.
I didn't know this was a real word, but it is a real word in the Urban Dictionary. It's swapping, but you're shopping at the same time. So it's a clothing swap, it's not a barter, and then you are at the same time shopping for your own items on the tables that will be set up. So for people like me, this is good because I need to constantly be updating my wardrobe since I'm not very fashionable, and this is a good way to help me do that.
The city will accept one large bag or tote of donations per guest. No undergarments, socks, swimsuits, costumes, or sports gear will be accepted. Everything should be washed, dry, and in good condition. Once items have been placed onto the tables, they are considered forfeited and will not be returned to participants. Those who want to swap should bring their own bags to take home clothes. Items left over from the swap will be donated to DAV of Minnesota. The city plans to offer more climate action-focused activities every year. Thank you for watching this episode of Agenda Edina. I'm your host, Dorothea Marty.